This is how I do liver and onions. Anyways, the old coot here coming back at you with another exciting video. So what I did was, in a non-stick pan, I fried up some liver just on its own, right? This is beef liver, about 4 pieces in there. And what I did was I used avocado oil to help to prevent the stickage. So fried up the liver. I took the liver out of the pan. Then what I did was I threw in some garlic. There's about 5-6 cloves of garlic that I just coarsely chopped. See how big those pieces are, about the size of my finger? Threw the garlic in the pan with a little more avocado oil to basically just cook the garlic for like literally 20 seconds. Took the garlic out of the pan, mixed it with the liver, so this is kind of getting cozy. In the pan, what I did was I threw down a little more avocado oil. We're talking like half a teaspoon, a teaspoon. You really don't need a whole lot since you're using like a non-stick pan anyways. But then what I do is I put the onions in. These are actually shallots. You could use onions, red onions, white onions, Maui onions, makes no difference. I like shallots. I just like the sweetness, the taste. Red onions is another good combination of red onions and shallots mixed together. But those are sliced pretty small. Let the onions cook for about maybe 30 seconds. And then what I did was I threw in a combination of about 3 tablespoons of red wine vinegar and around 1 full tablespoon of sugar. And basically let the vinegar kind of deglaze the pan, right? All that fond that's in there from those browned liver bits. Basically the vinegar is helping to break those apart and add more flavor to the final product. So I let that cook, right? So shallots, red wine vinegar, sugar. I let that cook for about maybe 2-3 minutes or so until it gets to like this kind of texture. And then what I did was I threw in some mint, right? Like mint leaves. So see if I can get close here, but there you go. There's some mint. Just kind of like roughly, torn apart. I didn't cut the mint. I just tore it with my fingers just to help to kind of release some of those oils that are in there, etc. If you want to chop it and then throw it in, that's totally fine. But basically that's what's going on now. So now that I've got this going, I've got this perfect, nice consistency, this texture. Look at how glossy and glazy that is and how awesome that is. What I want to do now is, this was all over like medium heat, medium to low heat. What I want to do now is I just want to lower the heat a little bit, maybe halfway between medium and low. And then what I want to do is I want to put my liver back in. All the juices, all the garlic, try to get as much as you can in there. But basically now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let the liver kind of help to constitute or absorb some of this beautiful vinegar and onion and garlic and everything else that's in there. And the reason for the low heat is that I don't want to burn my sauce. I just want it to still be saucy. But anyways, what eventually I'm going to do is I'm going to flip these over, right? This would be a good case for having like tongs, a good pair of like, these are Oxo Good Grips. I'll put links down below in the description. But when you do the flip, see my liver was cooked to about medium rare when I took it out of the pan, so I don't want to overcook the liver. I also don't want to boil. Look at how beautiful that is. Just in that little bit of time of sitting there with the vinegar, look at how beautiful it is. Now I'm going to flip this one over. Oh, look at that again. A winner. That's an award winner right there. I'm going to take this again, flip this one over, and look at that again. Beautiful brown color. That's coming mainly from all of the brown parts that are at the bottom of the pan. There you go. I can tell we're drying out a little bit, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shut it off. The residual carryover heat in the pan will help to bring this liver to, let's say somewhere, I like it somewhere between medium and well done. I don't want to overcook the liver. And the reason why I took the liver out of the pan was I didn't want the liver to boil, right? I didn't want it to boil in the vinegar and all the juices that were in there. Remember, this is a sauce, right? We just made a little sauce. So I want the sauce to coat the meat. I don't need to re-cook the meat. But I took the liver out, I would say at about medium rare. It sat in this bowl for a good like 3 or 4 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, and carryover cooking. It just continued to slowly cook. When I threw it back in the pan, I would say at this point I'm somewhere. Look at how beautiful it is. Screenshot right there. There's your thumbnail for the video. But basically, I don't want the liver to cook more than it has to, and I didn't want it to boil, so that's why I did that. But anyways, looking like a beautiful dish. I will do some plating and all that good stuff and enjoy this with some buddies and some roommates for lunch. With that being said, there are links down below in the description, also in the comment section down there below. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to post them up. I'm the Old Coot, and I'll catch you all on the next exciting video.